Man, it is so hot. You know what I like to do on a really hot day is jump in a swimming pool. Sometimes I like to go scuba diving. Oh, that's so much fun. You get cooled off. Sometimes we snorkel. It is so fun on a really hot day. But you know, we think that we're hot. That is nothing compared to the really hot temperatures that some animals live in. Extreme hot temperatures. So today, we're going to explore some of these hot places and check out some of the incredible animals that live there. The first hot spot is inside a volcano. Could something actually live inside of a volcano? The answer is yep, sure can. God has created these teeny tiny little creatures called thermophiles, and that name means heat lover. And they just love living in extreme heat. In fact, they have to have extreme heat or they couldn't even live. And they love being boiled and eating the poisonous gases and chemicals of iron and sulfur. Yum? No, not yum. Yuck. Mercy. That's terrible. Now, you know what? Only God could create a creature that can live in something like this. That's called an extreme. Well, check these guys out. Camels. You can tell they're designed for extreme life in the hot desert. God designed the camel so that it has a really tough mouth because it will feed on the spiny, thorny desert cactus. Man, I wouldn't want to do that, ouch, but the camel has no trouble doing that at all. And then if you could see the eyes of the camel, he has really long eyelashes that keeps the sand and sun away from his eyes. And also he has what's called a second eyelid that goes back and forth across his eye. Works like kind of like windshield wipers, like this right here, keeps the sand out of the camel's eyes. And then if you look at his ears has a whole lot of hair inside of those ears. In the same way, if he's in a sandstorm or something, keeps his ears clean from the sand. Beautiful animal. And then check out that hump that's on his back, that hump that's on the camel's back. Well, it's full fat. It's like a fast food restaurant for the camel. And so sometimes it can be hard for a camel to find food in the desert. It can be very scarce at times, and that can sustain his life for a long period of time. And then if you'd look at the feet of the camel, they're really broad, keeps holding him up in the soft sand. Now where I live up north, we have a lot of snow, and I wear snowshoes, keep me from sinking in the snow. Well, where the camel's at, he could sink in that desert sand, so God's designed a camel with a really broad foot, keeps it from sinking in the sand. And there's a lot of other things that we could talk about the camel as well. Those nostrils right there, those nostrils will flare. Can you flare your nostrils? See, I can flare my nostrils, but I can't close my nostrils. But the camel can, because when he's in like a sandstorm, he don't want to breathe all that sand and that dust and all those bugs and stuff that might be flying all around him. He can close those nostrils up. So a lot of design we could talk about in the camel. God really thought of everything when he designed a camel. There you go, old buddy. This camel's name is Luke. Now this is what I call fun. Another one of the animals that lives in the extreme hot desert is a Fennec Fox. Check this guy out. How'd you like to have him for a pet? Look at those ears. Looks like it has never quite grew into its ears. But God designed those ears as a mechanism that keeps the Fennec Fox cool in the hot desert. And not only that, look at all that hair that grows around the ears. Well, that hair keeps sand and bugs from getting inside of the ear. Pretty good design, wouldn't you say? And then the Fennec Fox, it has a light colored coat on its body, and that reflects sun away from its body and helps to keep it cool in the hot desert where it lives. And then the Fennec Fox, if we would lift up its paw, turn its paw over and look at the back of its paw, you'd see that there's a lot of hair there. And that hair is kind of like slippers, or it might be like a shoe that keeps its feet from getting burned on the hot desert sand. Now, the Fennec Fox can go for a long period of time without water because, as you know, sometimes in the desert there's not a lot of water to go around. And then God has designed the Fennec Fox so that it sleeps a lot during the heat of the day, and then it will be active mainly at night. So I guess we could say that it works a night shift. So here is Fennec, the Fennec Fox, to remind us that God thought of everything. Isn't God incredible? And you know what? It should remind us to praise Him every time we look at His incredible creatures.